2, 3 into the 4.
Hey,
That was it.
and it's your favorite cup of tea. We here on Spill the Tea TV. Make sure you subscribe right down below. Let us know who you want to see. Let us know what you think about the interview. I am Teacup, and I have the beautiful Londynn B with me. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain, queen. I can't complain.
I hear you. Okay. Let them know where they can find you on social media.
You guys can follow me at LONDYNNB official, LONDYNNB official on all social networks between Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you guys want to see me, you guys can find me.
Okay, the official. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm so excited about this interview because even before Rhythm and Flow, even before, getting recognized by Cardi B and being in front of T.I., I saw the grind. You know what I'm saying? I saw the hustle. I first got hip to you in the Nicki Minaj challenge.
Nigga.
Yes.
Nicki did do that. Okay.
She did that. And then I saw you win the One Music Fest competition. You got to perform.
That was crazy.
That was so crazy. And that was like an all black owned, black nigga everything festival.
Okay. And you could tell because we got in there. That's all you seen. Okay. But it was a successful moment. I had so much fun. One Fest was crazy. On
so
top
crazy.
Of that, even trying to get it, it was like a voting thing.
Yes.
So you had to get people to vote for you. And that shit was crazy. Like,
you were leading like by the thousands, like
that's what I'm
every
saying.
day.
Like because we went out and we made sure that we were connecting with people. We went and told them to vote for us. We had a QRC code. We would direct them to the straight link. Like, man, it take a lot of strategy to, tell rappers that's free game. Okay, y'all. It take a lot of strategy to get thousands of people to move for you. So we have to strategically do it.
And see, this is what my platform is about. I'm for the independent artists, the underground artists. I'm for artists pushing that come up. I'm for artists taking that risk, going out and physically connecting with people. Because I actually met you and your team at an event. Yep. And you guys were so humble. You guys were so sweet. You look like a star just with the hair, with your outfit, how you carry yourself. You look like a star.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. But talking to you, you were very humble. You were very down to earth. You were so open. You were like, hey, well, I'm Londynn B. I'm having this and you can come check me out here.
That's it.
And that's very, very appreciated. Okay. So for those that didn't watch the show, those that haven't heard any music yet.
Hold on. Why they didn't watch the show?
Why they haven't watched the show?
Why haven't they watched the show?
They go to Netflix and go to Rhythm and
right
Flow.
Now.
Especially
and watch it on Netflix. Rhythm and Flow. It's streaming. We are the #1 series now on Netflix. You cannot miss it. You will see Cardi in the front. Rhythm and Flow. You can't miss it. It's Cardi. I mean, you can't miss it. It's Chance. It's T.I. It's a great show.
Exactly.
Any up and coming artists, I encourage you guys to go watch that show, please. Independent or not, go watch that show.
Please watch that show because I love what they're doing as far as bringing back the spice to like the open mic showcasing. Because I know that can get kind of crazy in Atlanta. There's a whole lot of cap in that.
Yes. No, Atlanta, but I welcomed it because in New York, like you have showcases, but they are very much underground.
Okay.
So in Atlanta, it was more so coming here. The showcases were open. It was like literally you walk outside your front door and people are performing. I fell in love with that. Like I was in a bar in a lounge, and that's when I started doing music because I fell in love with the culture of being able to come out and the music be embraced. And it doesn't have to be on a scale of here, here, here.
Right.
It can just be listened to and heard, and that's really all you want as an artist is for people to listen.
Right.
So it was a beautiful atmosphere. Atlanta is really great at that.
Okay, I'm glad
really
you felt welcome in Atlanta because I know
did.
you came from Brooklyn and
I
transitioned here after your grandfather passed.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm glad you feel welcome here.
I love Atlanta. It's definitely, they accepted all this crazy shit.
Because we love that crazy
Okay,
shit. We accept like LGBT because I know you represent that community. We accept like people that dare to be different. We love that here in Atlanta. Okay. Now, for those that don't know you, who is Londynn B?
Londynn B is, I like to start it off as like human. Okay, because I know this shit don't look human.
People forget that y'all are human.
Okay, let me start off by saying I'm human. Okay, but I would just like to envision Londynn B or myself as a creator. So anything you see me do is more so being created by me just having a vision and keeping that imagination open and being inspired by others around me. So if I was to say I had an agenda, my only agenda would be to inspire millions in so many different ways, in so many different categories, being a woman, being a mom, being LGBT, and just standing up for, the culture in this very time because women are taking a rise. So to be included in that rise, I feel honored. These are women who have fought way before me, so they come and they drop jewels, and we just pick up where they either stop that or still going, and we make it worthwhile. So overall, just Londynn B in general, she's raw, she's unapologetic. She's authentic. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want.
Say what the fuck you want.
Okay. And
Us
that's why I'm
black women
independent.
need to do that. Say what the
No.
fuck we want.
That's half why I'm independent, because I got to say what the fuck I want. Like, I don't know how to not say what I want, how I want to say it, because I think it's so important, because I feel like I got something to say.
Right.
So I want to make sure that it comes from a place of learning, love, and embrace, and a powerful place of just being bold, being brave, and being beautiful. That's what the B stands for. So
Okay. Speaking of the B, now I know you talk about your daughter a lot. You know, you talk about your father a lot. Like, does your daughter? How old is she?
My daughter is 7 years old.
Okay. Does she understand what's going on? Does she understand like you are a star? Does she understand what you're doing? Does she understand like what you're representing?
Like, Samaya has always had this thing where when I do work, a lot of times I never had a 9 to 5. I just want to throw that out. Fun fact, like I could never work. Or if I did have a 9 to 5, I would get fired. I used to call off sick. I used to do all types of dramatic shit just not to go to work. I didn't never want to go to work. So my daughter, majority of her life, has seen me create.
Okay.
She's always seen me to the point where, like, when she was 5, she's running around trying to find my heels. She's picking up my tracks, trying to put it in. Like, you know, she's putting on my wigs. Like, she was always been, like, just that type of kid. So just seeing herself on TV now, it just more shows she feels cool. Her understanding is just, like, famous. She don't really understand, like, the lifestyle. She doesn't really... I keep her away from the typical lifestyle of a kid or a famous kid at that, because I think famous is just a word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm human. We're going to start there, and she's human, and she has a regular life. I want her to live that life versus the life that her mother has or anybody else around her might have. Like, she's greatness within herself. My daughter dances. She's a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah. My daughter's a dancer. She does ballerina and she does hip hop. So she's her own star.
Okay.
I want her to stay right in that space. Like, she's hard at what she do. Like, my daughter could really dance. At 7, it's just like, wow. So I'm willing to push that along with myself. So my life is really kind of like, I don't know, it's fun to her. Like, she get the mic and she play with it. Like, she don't really see, you know, like the glitz and the glams and the millions of fans screaming her mother name. Like, her life is just more so, that's my mom, and my life is more so, she's a star. That's my daughter.
That's good. You have her so engaged in dancing, and she picks up the mic and helps you with the hair so early.
Oh yeah, she gets into it. She's a diva. Okay, like,
Okay.
listen, her mama a diva, but she's a diva. Like, that's my baby. So
Diva
her, like,
Junior. Okay.
So it really just helps her out. Like, she is showing her she can follow her dreams too. So even just watching her mom, you know, do the music and working from home and working in my studio, she's there with me 100%. She's watching, she's looking. It's a beautiful thing. So
Okay. Now, I saw your management post before. She said the storm was coming. Okay. So does that mean something? What does that mean?
I think more so the storm is just the takeover.
Okay.
It's about to get thunderous around
Oh,
here. Okay?
shit.
It's about
Stay
to get
tuned.
disastrous around here because we have so many great things coming up. And the storm has to happen because you got to clear it out. We got to clear out a lot of things. So, and just to be able to be blessed with the platform. And that's why, you know, not to bring up rhythm and flow for any other reason outside of its greatness, because I know we've gotten a lot of like different comments about it. What I do want to say as being a participant is God couldn't have put me in a better situation.
Yes.
I want to say that, like, to go global in the same time of even becoming, only doing music for 3 years, and this was the highlight of my career. It was the best highlight I can even ever ask for. Like, that's why I encourage artists to watch it, because it taught me a lot, and I know it's going to teach them a lot just by watching.
And you were one of the top 30 artists in the country to come to represent Atlanta. That's major. A lot of artists,
was super big.
yes, especially after 3 years. There's a lot of artists been grinding for 10 years and still haven't had any recognition by like Big Boy, by the Migos, you know.
Wow.
So
I never thought about it like that, you know, because like, again, you do it without no expectation.
Right.
I never thought about it like that. But if you put it like that, I'm like, wow. Because I ain't think like, because to come from another state to be accepted in another state, I get that. That's a wow. But this shit is a wow when you put it in words like how you just did it. Look.
yes, that is a wow. Some people still grinding and, you know, been going in circles and haven't experienced that peak moment. So when you got that call, because I know you said you just got a call and then it was like the next day you had to go and perform. So why did this person call you and choose you to be a part of it, or say, hey, this would be a good experience or opportunity for Londynn?
Well, I mean, the fun fact about it is before social media caught on to my grind, the bars and I perform. I just want to throw out there, a lot of people grind, and I can resonate with that, because for a year straight, I was going to every venue for free. Every venue you could think of in Atlanta, I went to for free.
These are facts, y'all.
I went to every venue and I performed until opportunities started to come to me. You don't know when you're getting good until people start calling you.
Right.
So When I stopped calling people and people started to call me, I started to realize it paid off. We did the LGBT Sunday in the park. We did the big Pride Festival with Melissa. She put me on stage. She's like, yo, like, be all right, cool. Because I walked up to Melissa. I remember that Thursday night, I walked up to her in Truth. I said, yo, no, I couldn't find her at first. I called Boss Brick DJ XL. I said, yo,
shout out to them.
Okay, shout out to them. I called them. Okay, they know. I called them. I'm like, yo, I want to perform. So they're like, yo, you know. So they were like, I had already reached out to Melissa and I wanted to do some like Pride events with her. But that's before Pride even came up. I wanted her to see I was worthy. So I just wanted to walk this through y'all. I want to walk y'all through this so y'all can understand the process of how people can take you serious versus of you just feeling like I'm the artist and you gonna have to watch me before I watch you.
Please do, because this is what my audience, this is what I preach daily. Please walk us through.
I want to give y'all some game because I really want y'all to understand people are, more of the story is people don't give a fuck, right? I just want to throw that out there. I'm telling you, I'm gonna say it. People don't give a fuck. Your music can be the greatest music in the world, but people don't give a fuck. So how do you deal with people who don't give a fuck? You give them something to give a fuck about. If I say, so when I walked in there that Thursday night, Boss Brit and them, I was already there. And they invited him. So when they invited her, I couldn't find her at first. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. I'm just going to perform and see, you know, what happens. But I never want to walk up to somebody before I perform. Because what's going to happen is they're going to say one or two things. Who are you? And what is your music? But what better way to get my music than watching me in the atmosphere? On top of that, it's a humbling experience because not only when you perform, I think a lot of artists feel like when they're performing, they're showcasing their music.
Right.
No, you have to make that music connect to everybody. Because if not, again, people don't give a fuck. If I can't take anything away from your music, I don't want it. So now as we're performing, I still can't find him, but I get out there, I perform my first single, Go Off. Wild the fucking crowd. I'm running around here. Like, I've always been a dramatic performer. I'm running around here. I want to make sure you see me. I want to make sure you hear me. It's fucking crazy. Right after I perform, God willing, I bump into her. Like, tapped her. Literally, I was looking for her. I couldn't find her. I tapped into her. I said, I was looking for you. She was like, hey. And she kind of looked at me like, you know, who are you? And then I'm just like, yo, I said, I just performed. She said, I seen you. You dope. I said, yeah. I said, man. I said, well, I've been trying to get on the Pride events that you have going on. I said, I'm familiar with Tracks Girl. I really want to do something with y'all. Like, I really been out here grinding. I just want to do something with y'all. I don't need nothing else. Because don't worry about the money either. The money is another thing.
The money gonna come.
The money gonna come. Don't worry about the money. Just be so focused on just those goals. Set goals that you don't have to pay for. Set goals that you can build a relationship with. Set goals that you can actually do and you can follow through with. Because the problem is, like, you just don't want to think that everything you have to do got to be paid for. Because a lot of stuff be relationships. It'd be less about money and more about how much I love you and how much I fuck with you.
More about who you know too.
Period. Because people don't give a fuck. So when I walked up to her, she fucked with Boss Bridge. She fucked with XL. So she didn't know me at first, but she seen me perform. Boom. All right, cool. Well, we just gonna throw you on a couple of events. We did opera. I did a couple of different things after that. Best experience of my life, because right after that, I got the phone call, and they called me from that event on Sunday. So when we went to the Pride Festival on Sunday and we performed, that's when I got the call. Probably about like 2 weeks after that, I got the call, and he did bring up, it was a LGBT guy. And he brought it up, and he said, I seen you at the festival. He said, you were hard. He said, I love your energy. I'm just like, wow. And that's before I even had a sound. That's before I was even still going and finding out who I was. Like, that's how you just got to do it. Everything is going to be free. I think the things that were free were the best platforms I ever been on. The things I paid for was just kind of come and go. And that's the reality of it. So, yep, everything was free. We grind for a year, and we made sure that we got to the places we wanted to be. And the show was kind of like a surprise. I didn't think I was going to get there. I'm just thinking, all right, I set this goal. Let me do another one. Let me just keep going like that. So when they called me, it was definitely subtle because I'm a mom too. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, who going to take the baby to school back and forth? Like, who's going to manage my bills? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? So even with that stuff, you got to jump out on faith. You gotta jump out on faith. My car broke down on my way to the audition.
Oh my God.
Girl, what? My car broke down on my way to the audition. And then when I got to the audition, I was late, but luckily they started like a little late.
Right.
So it helped me out. But even then I had to borrow my neighbor's car for about 2 weeks until I got my car back. Like, it was a mess. Then I had to buy like a whole new car. So it was aggravating. And then my money was hella tight. I ain't had no gas to give nobody, okay?
Wow.
So, you know, like, I mean, it's a struggle behind every story. So that's the part I like to highlight, because that's the part that relates to people, is telling them what your process was, so they know that it's not just them grinding and struggling and feeling like it's the end all be all. Everybody go through this shit.
And then when you actually came on stage and you performed before them, you got on stage, you were very humble. You were like, well, you know, all I have is my story. You know, all I have is 3 years. This is 3 years of work. And the way you engaged, like you looked at everybody eye to eye, like how was that moment preparing after you got that phone call? How did you prepare? How did you decide what song I'm going to do, what I'm going to say? How did you get ready for that moment to audition?
Well, to be honest, God was already preparing me. Like the minute I started to jump out there and do it within that first year. The first year was preparation. Like in those 3 years, I teared it down. So the first year I started doing music, I was just recording, trying to figure out what's my niche, what do I do? It's a process. Second year was, what is my look? Where am I going? I really strategically thought this out. It wasn't something that I felt like needed to happen overnight unless you just set those goals. If my first year was just music, I'm focusing on music. I don't want to do nothing else. If my second year was just looks, I'm changing my hair a whole bunch of different colors. I'm trying to figure out which one makes me feel more like me. By the third year, I'm performing for free. In those 3 years, they're all free. It's all free. So God was already preparing me within those 3 years to be able to interact with the crowd like that, because in that year performing, I learned so much about myself too. Breath control. I'm still learning breath control. I be happy.
It seemed like you got that under control because you was killing it on the show and in your freestyles. You be going in.
Yo, I be hyping. I learned so much from the show too, even just with breath control, placements, how you engage with people, how you want them to perceive you, how do you want them to receive you, because it's also a give and take. If I'm up here, I burn a lot of energy rapping to y'all. I need something back too.
Right.
So on the energy side of things, I'm big on energy. Something got to come back to me. So now if I speak to you, you understand my story, then we're already engaging. I'm getting it back. We're already here. And that's the beautiful part about being an artist. You touch so many people. It's amazing. Like I don't ever want to be in a room touching one person.
Right.
So I encourage artists, get off stage, walk up to people's tables, sit up in their face, pour shots, buy them drinks.
Don't be Hollywood.
Don't be
you
Hollywood.
Ain't got a Grammy yet.
No, for real. You have to service others, because in service, there's leadership. I can't be a leader if I'm not serving. You have to service others in leadership. Everybody want to lead, but they don't really want to service others. And I think that's the reality of music. And that's the direction I went. Understanding who I was before I got into it so I could remain who I am after. So it took a lot of crying. Took a lot of going broke. It took a lot of management. I got a whole kid. It took a lot of time being took away from being a mom. And, just God really just throwing me in the most awkward situations prepared me. For real. Because he really bust my ass. Like, wait, he's a real one. When you're trying to get somewhere, he'll do anything to help you. But you got to make sure that you being compassionate with yourself through the process.
I really like the fact that you mentioned like being a leader and being of service, because I felt like in the show, just throughout the show, you really stood out. And one of my favorite parts on the show was it the third round when you went up against Inglewood? Man, y'all had made a bet that y'all would give up the chain to each other if who won.
Yo, this chain, I had to do something. They put me against a whole guy.
A whole nigga. And he actually was fire too.
He's fire. I'm like, I was nervous. I feel like the only way, but even then, I'm like, the only way you can beat him is being yourself.
Right.
Like, even outside of the raps, or even just outside of just the battle or the challenge in general, I'm funny as shit.
You are. Yo, it was a part in the show. It was a part in the show because I see you and Tu La Brie got a video together. I'm gonna talk about that later. Yo, you told that nigga he look like your daughter.
That's my brother. Yo, shout out to Tu La Brie.
I love Tu La Brie. He's super cool too. Yes, you do have a personality. And when we were watching the show, and I was watching the show, I noticed the chain. The chain said what? Did it say NBA or NRA? And it had like a gun on the end of it.
It said a whole NBA. Somebody got it for me. So okay. I'm thinking it's cool. They trying to get me ready. Right. Like, listen, we trying to get your rapper gear together. So they trying to get my rapper gear together, okay?
And I saw before the whole battle was done, he just went ahead and gave you his chain because he had really fucked up. Yeah. And I'm like, I hope she does not put that on the window in her car in Atlanta, because niggas would be...
Yo, now that I did. Okay, now that I did, I had to hang it up one time for Inglewood, but I ain't gonna front. We have a very great bond. So even when it plays out on the show that it looks like there's this turmoil, we're really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really,
it looked like everybody was having fun pretty much on the show.
Absolutely.
When you missed that bar, what were you thinking in the moment of missing that line when you went up against him?
I'm telling you, it's God. What people don't see is when I turned around, I was turning to walk off stage because I forgot everything. So that turnaround is so precise, and it's only going to take an eagle eye to be like, yo, that was like crazy. Because you can see the water in my eyes. I was about to just walk off stage. He was going to win because I was about to forfeit in general. So I wasn't turning around because I forgot. I turned around because I'm about to get the fuck on.
Wow.
And the minute I turned around,
it looked like you turned around and just catch a breath of fresh air. I didn't even think that at all.
I was so aggravated. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, damn, how don't you remember? But see, what happens is the mic is so low. I'm trying to, because again, there's still a lot of things I didn't know. So I'm talking before the mic even gets back to my mouth because I catch myself so fast. Like, minute I turn around, I turn back around. I said, fuck it, hang time. So you didn't hear that part, but it's getting up there. Then we keep it going. That's why I'm still on beat, because I caught myself right then and there. I was about to walk off. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I'm done. Because we didn't expect the battle.
Right.
And the reality is, he just put me on FaceTime with his daughter. So, I'm just like, damn, he got a kid. I got a kid. So I'm just like, fuck. But then God was just like, it's your time. You got to do this shit right. But I wouldn't even say that. It was really just even the whole controversy around the chain thing. I think it was more so character. Like, I just felt like I had to be me. And one thing I am is funny. We have more jokes than that. They cut that. We have way more jokes than that. I'm pretty funny, okay? So you don't want to go toe-to-toe with me. Like, this shit is funny. I go all day because I grew up around jokes. I grew up around boys. All they do is talk shit. That's
Girl,
all they do. Like,
if you grow up in a house full of niggas, all they do is roast.
That's it. You learn how to do that shit naturally. Like, what?
They roast and don't take it personal at all. Like,
and I would cry.
Girls be like,
okay, word. Like, girl, like, we about to fight, girl. Like, what? Like, I grew up slapboxing. I grew up, like, all that rough shit. Like, my brothers was like that. Like, period. And then I always had like men in the house because my older stepbrother, like, he always had like boys in the house. So truth be told, that's what I grew up around. I grew up around a lot of boys. Females, I kind of started getting into later on.
Same here.
Later on. But even then, I'm still trying to learn that out because I date females. I'm still trying to figure them out. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, damn, what's going on with women? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
You do have a really great spirit. Like, you came in here just commending the set, saying how it's really creative. I do appreciate that. It was like one piece in the show where it was like a disagreement over somebody saying something about being humble, and the way you just carried yourself in that moment, you kind of was just like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I felt the energy of, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing because if I say something, it's gonna get ugly. But you just butt out of it. You just didn't say anything. So how did you practice like keeping that composure, or was it like something that led you to saying like, okay, well, let me just stay out of it. Were you thinking of the bigger picture? Like, what was going on in your head in that moment?
I think the reality is, like, you got to think of the bigger picture. I just traveled hours to get here. I don't even get on flights. What? I'm not going home either. So if an argument is going to send anybody over the edge, it's going to be whoever needs it, because I don't think I needed it. I got a lot of shit going on, like how to figure out how to get to this battle right. Like, you crazy. I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm having a long day. But outside of that, too, I don't think she was talking to me. I think a hit dog gonna holler.
Right.
So
okay.
if you hitting,
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you hitting me, then okay, we can have a conversation about it. But even then, we're not gonna talk about it like that. Cause I'm a grown ass woman. We're not gonna talk about it like that. But I do feel like it's one of those things where a hit dog gonna holler, and if it didn't belong to me, I'm not gonna pick it up. So I'm a firm believer in that. Like, if it doesn't have anything to do with me, you didn't say my name personally, I don't really have to respond to it. It's not my problem.
And then I know, like, in the show, you were just like, well, that just kind of got nowhere. So I really do dig why you just, like you said, a hit dog or holler.
It was a lot going on unnecessarily, and it's just, I don't know. Like, we're already in a tough situation, so I think anybody who really cares about people wouldn't make a tough situation tougher. Like, you'll try to figure out how to be proactive and make it a little easier for everybody. You're not going to try to figure out who you can piss off that day. Like, it's not, people don't do that. Genuine people don't do that.
Okay. And then one of my favorite songs, I Can't Change, I Can't Change. Yeah. I Can't Change, I Can't Change. Yeah, I listen to that song every day. I really just love seeing you work on it during the show. How was that moment for you? Where did like the words, where did it piece together? How was that process like for you working on that song?
That process was what it was always going to be. I can't change. Because the reality is, again, when you look like this and you feel like this and you stand like this and you look like that, okay, all types of like, these things go through people's head. Like, these things go through people's head on how they can view you, how they can speak to you, how they walk up to you. Like you said, we think you're a star, you look like this, but you were like totally humble because they forget you're human. So now in this very moment, again, I can't change what I've been through, but I can change where I'm going, because the reality is it all serves a purpose. It all serves a purpose. It's not bad. So I want to create my story in a way where it still be fun. I don't want nobody to feel bad for me. I don't want nobody to feel sad for me. I just want to be able to get out here and just let these people know, like, I'm not changing. Y'all gonna have to do a lot, but I'm not going anywhere. So
hey, I can't change. I can't change.
Period.
Yeah. I can't change. I can't change.
We just went number 1. We just went number 11 on Rolling Stones. So,
Ooh, congratulations!
So it's a good chance it might cross over to the billboards, and we're trying to manifest that. So y'all pull this interview back up if it do. Okay.
Okay. Make sure y'all click on it. Now let's get to Reset. Reset the project, and your first single on Reset is called Reset. And it's kind of like a introduction. Like you really introduce yourself, really introduce what you came for. You know, you coming to take it. I really felt that energy. So just give us a run through of the project.
The project is Reset because it's just a reset. And it's really just a restart. It's a reset. It's a restart. And it's just confirmation that we on the right path. Reset was really done through my darkest days.
Okay.
Oh, it was dark when I was doing Reset.
When were you recording this? Around what time period? I was
recording this way before this. These songs were actually done way before the show was even thought about.
Okay.
Literally, I was really going through some things. I was broke. I'm a major deal in the hood still. Like it was a problem. I was going through it. I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to Reset, a lot of my issues are on it. Even from Exhale, being a mom and being a stripper. Like, man, I'm talking about it. My relationship with my father. I'm talking about it. Reset was just the grind of just trying to keep everything going, and again, what people have to say and what people, have to do, and just to do these things. I talk about everything on Reset because Reset was one of them albums that if I ever forgot who I was, I can go back to it.
So you can kind of go back and look back at that time.
Absolutely, because that time was so important. It was when I had nothing. So if I could be the same way when I got something and I'm on to something, but if I can't, I got to go back and check who that was. Because the reality is, I think we don't make enough music to where we can go back and check who that was. This is before people start saying, you got to do this, do that. This is before people start saying, well, we like you like this. This is before anybody had any opinions. Reset is completely Londynn B.
It's purely who you are.
It's purely who I am. From the root of me, that's who I am.
And I really felt everything from even the cover art, because it's like you were looking at yourself in the mirror, and then I noticed, like, because I play a lot of video games, like you were saying, I be around the guys.
Yeah.
So you had it was like how you play Call of Duty, and it's like a aim, and you had like the aim on like the S.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like, what's like the meaning behind the cover art?
The meaning behind the cover art is just more so that reflection. That reflection of yourself. So that way, like, even with the songs, I put them on the back of my head because this is music in the back of my mind. But the ultimate reality is this comes from the inside out. So looking into myself, it would be more so a visual of me rapping these same songs to myself. Because again, the message was for Londynn to never change. So that mirror reflection was to make sure that identity was understood, that that's who you are. Even just looking into the picture, I ain't want to smile. Like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? We can't fake it till we make it. Like, we got, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's real planning. It's a lot of strategic going on. And it's a lot of times where I stay up at night. It's a lot of times where I cry. It's a lot of times where I got a sage. I can't even hug my baby because I already know this energy on me ain't even going to help nobody. It's a lot of times where, again, like, I don't have no food. It was a lot of times I ain't had no food. I couldn't feed my daughter at one point. Like, I'm 17. I couldn't feed my daughter. Like, that's crazy. I couldn't do these things. It was very, very hard for me. And just like it was hard from any other mother, I'm not taking away from anybody. I just want to shed light on it. So that way we stop dismissing our problems as women because it's so overlapped, because it's deemed sensitive or over emotional. And it's not emotion, it's communication. So if we're going to use this time to talk, why not do it where it's respected in the music? You can't complain about that.
Right. So. Now, you talked a lot about your story, and you talked a lot about your struggles, but there was also a song you had with my girl, Fun Girl Ja.
Period.
Ja. It was a real fun song, and both of y'all kind of have like a similar background from being like former dancers and stuff.
We talked about it.
So, how did y'all link up in that song? And
I was searching for Ja. I like what Ja do. I
love her.
I love Ja. I like what Ja do. I love her energy. So when we got in the mix with that, I was just like, listen, I got a record for you. And she like, okay, cool. And then, she like, well, shit, I got a record for you too. So we went in the studio, and we just, right after Casanova listening party, we went and we hopped up. I pulled up in the studio with her, and her energy is crazy. Like, what? We went crazy. If I had to describe what it looked like in the studio,
please.
Two people just jumping around all motherfucking day. Like, yo, we in the studio just
so much ass probably being thrown.
Yo, ass being thrown. Like, we got video, we got footage of it. Like, we stepping on the studio equipment. Like, it's just lit. Like, we made sure that the vibe was the song. So when she came in and she did what? I got 3 bad with and I'm gonna bust it. Like, yo, like, it was just like hype for hype, tooth for tooth. And I ain't gonna front, like, I will forever respect her for that. She did that.
I can't wait to see y'all perform that one live with the energy going crazy in the studio. Just imagine when audience consume that. Like,
we got a rollout for that record. we got a rollout for that record with y'all. I really want to shoot a video with it. So I'm looking forward to shooting a video with it, and I really don't want to do it this year because I feel like I want to capitalize all on the summertime. Like I'm a summertime person, so I think Bust It is a summertime thing. So we're definitely going to capitalize off that and make sure we got a couple of good records with a couple of female artists as well. Like right now, female artists are booming. So to be able to for them to even want to hit me up and do a record with me, I'm dope with that.
Hey, but when you and Ja do that video though, I just want to be in the back twerking. Shake. I ain't got much ass to shake, but I just want to shake a little bit of ass. You know, give me a little cameo.
You can give us the boobs.
Okay.
Hey, the boobs.
I got you. I got you. Okay, and then my man's Too Loud Bree. That's the homie. I hosted a show that he performing, and y'all got a song together.
Everybody, see you gang.
I be trying, gang. I be trying to be around. You know, I be trying to get hip and support everybody.
Nah, that's love. That's love. Now I feel even more honored. That's love. They all legends.
Yeah, but Too Loud Bree, y'all got a song together called Common Sense. Y'all shot it. I was actually hanging out with Bree that day. And I remember I was telling him like where the spot was by aisle 5.
Oh yeah.
And it was like in a video where like you had bust a gun and then you had like handed off like some bricks or some money or something in the video. Oh, yeah. So tell us like the storyline.
The storyline was more. That song was also done way before its time. So a lot of these records were like a lot of these. I'm gonna talk like that. But a lot of these records were done like way before its time. So he hit me up. Man, when Common Sense came out, I had just lost all my friends. And if you are going to be successful, rule number 1, you gonna lose some folks.
Wow.
Don't be surprised who you lose. And you gonna cry about it because the reality is you would have never expected. But I think the moral of Common Sense is when people met you at a certain time, they don't ever feel like they shouldn't be in a position that you are because they met you around a time where both of y'all were positioning yourselves. So if you get somewhere before I do in a position that I know we both were in, it's going to either be hard for me to honor that because the reality is I feel like I should be there because you were here when I was here. I think that's where we fuck up at when it comes to friends. A lot of my friends wanted the position. And the thing about it is I didn't ask for it. It kind of just fell in my lap.
God chose you.
You know what I'm saying? So to even go back and forth with that, the beginning, I feel like everybody changing up on me if you ask me. I said, me too. Like it was a conversation. I'm Too Loud Bree. I'm not afraid to live and I'm Londynn. So we just start telling our story. Watch what you call your friends and shit. Like what? Like it start off like, bitch, oh man. And then around that time, I was really going through it with my friends. So I'm mad. Look, out of this world might give me a planet. Top of this world, I know they can't stand it. Like, yo, I was mad. I was going off. I'm like, because you would never expect that the people to see you struggle, that seen you go hungry, that seen you go homeless, and they still had that same like energy towards you. So
you would think they would be happy for you to see you overcome that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but I think it's a selfish game when you talk about the industry. It's a selfish game.
Very.
And it's a selfish game.
I'm learning.
You know, it is.
I'm learning.
And no, for real. Like, I think that's what, again, people don't give a fuck, sis. I'm gonna be very honest with you. People don't give a fuck. It's a very selfish game. It's a selfless game. So, but one thing about business, it doesn't have to honor you. Business honors money. It doesn't honor people.
That's true.
So we go into it, start thinking that the business should honor us. That's what we fall short. Anyway, this is a business. I would like this. It will forever be great for you because you own it. So ownership is always my greatest idea, but common sense was just like you should have the common sense to understand that these people ain't gonna really be this way. But the reality is we don't because we really love really hard. So my bro came, he hit me with the record and was like, listen, I just want to do the hook. And that was love in itself. A lot of people don't even want to just do the hook.
Right.
He just sent the hook over and said the 2 verses is yours. That's my brother for real. Like he loved me for real. He support me no matter what. And I support him no matter what. So we gonna really push that record too.
Yes, he's so sweet too. Him, you, and Ja. It's so crazy that the 3 of y'all like have linked up, like you work with both of them because all of y'all have the same type of energy. Like y'all are so humble, y'all are so sweet, y'all are so open, y'all have such good energy to spread. So what is next for Londynn B? Can we expect like a Cardi B feature? Can we expect, like something with Tip? Are you gonna stay indie? Because I know you said, you were saying fuck a label, you know what I'm saying? You ain't need a label.
I did say fuck a label when they don't appear. But when they do appear, depending on who it is, because you got to keep your options open. I'm more interested in partnerships.
Okay.
So I act as a label.
That's the way it's going now.
Yeah, like I act as a label. So I think that's the better position that I think artists should definitely want to put themselves in, paperwork and everything, act as the label would already act. Because a lot of times when you sign to these labels, you are accountable for yourself. You still need the same things you needed before you got there.
Right, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? You're still going to need a team. They're not looking to build you. Like that takes too much work. They're not looking into artist development. So I like partnerships with labels. So I ain't gonna say it's completely fuck a label, but if the paperwork look right and it looks great for what I need and what they can get in return, awesome, let's do it.
Okay.
But what's coming up for Londynn B as far as in features, I don't really want, I just would say y'all look out for 2020. It's gonna be a lot
of going up.
The show is going to come full circle, and you'll be surprised with who and where.
Okay,
we're
ready to see it.
Yeah, what I can say about the show is so authentic that it can come full circle with features and things like that from these people, because these people really made sure that they cared about us in different ways. Cardi, she reposted us. T.I., he met with us at the Rhythm and Flow after show. And Chance, he reached out to us at the BT Awards. So, these are really great relationships to have.
That's so good that you have those relationships. I was seeing everybody, like a lot of people on social media comparing you to Cardi B and, saying like, yeah, like you ladies are both in your bag, things like that. How does that feel to be compared to somebody that had like the #1 album last year?
They compare me to all of them. They great. Compare me to all of them. Because they ain't doing nothing but pushing me up the chopping block. Go ahead. Like what? I could be Cardi. I could be Nicki. I could be Remy. I could be Kim. Compare me to all of them, because all of them are a part of our story, whether we want to agree with it or not. Nicki is a part of our story. Cardi's a part of our story. Kim is a part of our story. Eve is my favorite rapper. That's a part of our story. Like, these women are a part of our story. Like, Rhapsody. I mean, you have so many great women out here. Pap Chanel, Fun Girl Ja. I mean, come on. Like, these women are a part of our story. So to be acknowledged in any form of greatness, I'm honored.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, and then one more time, let them know your social media and where they can find you on all streamer platforms.
Hey, you guys. You guys can follow me, LONDYNNB official. I can't wait to get your follow. I can't wait to see what you guys been up to. I want to learn y'all just like I want to learn me. So please follow me. Let us get to know each other. Let me keep you updated on the fun things that I have coming up. And my girl, she gonna see me again for a follow-up interview, okay?
Okay. So you already know you've been tuning in to Spill the Tea TV. Londynn B, she spilled a whole lot of tea. Make sure you subscribe right down below. Make sure you go check out Reset right down in the description. Let us know who you want to see next. Be sure to catch her at her next show. We're going to see what she got coming up for 2020. All right. Your favorite cup of tea is out. Holla.
Bye, y'all.